So, hello friends. So, in our previous lecture, we have seen the various knowledge representation and reasoning methods available in artificial intelligence. In logical representation, we have discussed the propositional logic and first order logic, that is also called predicate logic. And for other representations, semantic nets, frames, conceptual dependency. So all these things we had discussed in our previous lectures. So today we will discuss the forward chaining and backward chaining. So basically this forward chaining and backward chaining is used to in order to prove a particular conclusion or a particular statement based on given facts. So the facts and data will be given, and we have to find out, we have to prove a given goal. So in case of forward chaining, the facts and data will be given and some inference rules will be given, and we have to start from the facts and basic rules, and by applying inference rules we have to reach the goal. While in the case of backward chaining, it is a reverse process. We have to start from the goal will be given, and by using the inference rules we have to we have to find out the required facts that support the goal. So basically these are the definitions. The forward chaining starts from the known facts and applies inference rules to extract more data until it reaches to the goal. So basically it starts from the initial state, it starts from the facts given, and by using inference rules it reaches to the goal. And while backward chaining starts with the goal, it starts from the reverse path. So backward chaining starts with the goal and walks backward through inference rules to find the required facts that support the goal. So basically forward chaining is a bottom up approach, while the backward chaining is basically a top down approach. So forward chaining is also known as the data driven inference techniques, as we reach the goal using the available data. So and the backward chaining is also known as the goal driven technique. Why? Because we start from the goal and then by using inference rules we reach to the initial facts. So as we start from the goal and divide into sub goals in order to extract the facts. So forward chaining applies breadth first search strategy. Just see here, it starts from the top. So it applies breadth first search. It just tries to find out the solutions which are very near to from the starting node, while the backward chaining applies the depth first strategy. So basically it follows a particular path and it tries to find out the solution by following the path which goes deep and deep towards the leaf node. And the fifth one is the forward chaining is suitable for in case of planning, where the planning is required, where for a business, whether it is for some other work, then some monitoring is required, where the monitoring processes are basically being used to monitor the process and the control for the controlling purpose and the interpretation applications. While the backward chaining is suitable for the diagnostic purpose, means the testing parameters will be given, some and based on symptoms of the patient, based on the medical test results, the doctors are able to find out, to diagnose out the specific disease of the patient. Similarly for the prescriptions also, and for debugging applications, means we know the errors, we know the bugs, and we have to find out the reasons behind those errors and those bugs. So basically there in this case the backward chaining is used. Now we will actually understand these two methods by very good example. So I have already solved these examples because of very short of time, because the video size will be increased. So we will have a quick look on forward chaining and backward chaining examples. So if case of forward chaining example, we have to prove that the colonel is a criminal just this statement, we have to prove that it is the correct statement. So this is our goal which we want to achieve from the given facts. The facts are given. These are the facts given. So first of all, what we will do here, we will convert these facts into first order logic or predicate logic. So basically these facts will be converted to first logic over here, and then by using these first order logic we will see how we can perform forward chaining in order to prove this statement that colonel is a criminal. So now first we will discuss how we can convert. Already we have discussed that how we can convert given facts, given sentence into predicate logic or first order logic. So it is a crime for an American to sell weapons to the enemy of America. So basically just see, there are some words, Americans. So this will be used in predicate logic. Then there is another word used, weapon. So this word will be used in our first order logic. Then sell, then enemy. So all these things, and then finally the crime means criminal. So all these words will be used either as an object or as a function in predicate logic. So the any American, he is a criminal. It is a crime for any American. He is a criminal if he sell a weapon to the enemy of the America. So first of all we will take the American. So let's say X is an American. So American X, and there is a weapon. Let's say it is Y. So there is an American. Let's say X, and there is a weapon. Let's say Y, and weapon is sold to whom? By X. X sells weapon Y to whom? Some other person who is the enemy of America. So let's say it is Z. So sell what? X America, Y weapon. X sells Y to whom? To Z. Z is what? Z is an enemy. So the one more sentence will be one more statement will be taken over here. And enemy. Enemy is what? Enemy of America. So enemy will be a function. Enemy is a function. So Z is an enemy. Because why Z is enemy? Because X sell Y to Z. Y is what? Y is a weapon. So enemy, Z is what? If Z is enemy of America, is 1, 2 and 3. This is how we take we understand this sentence. So Z first, Z is an enemy of America. If Z is an enemy of America and X is a person who sells Y, Y is what? Weapon. To whom? Z. If X sells weapons to Y is to Z, or Z is an enemy of America, then definitely the conclusion is X is a criminal. X is who? X is a American. Now the second sentence, country known Nono is enemy of America. So simple, there will be a function enemy. Nono is who? Nono is the enemy of America. First, second and third. Nono is enemy of America. So this is how we can represent it. Nono has some missiles. So let's say X is a missile. So there exists X such that there will be colon here. There exists X such that X is a missile and X is owned by who? Knowns. X has some missiles means X means Nono owns missile. So owns Nono missile, where X is what? X is a missile. So X is a missile which is owned by whom? By Nono. So Nono 1, 2 and 3. Nono owns X and X is what? X is a missile. All the missiles were sold to Nono by Colonel. All the missiles. Let's say X is a missile. So for every X, for all we will use this quantifier for every X. Missile X, for all missile X were sold to Nono, which has been sold to Nono by Colonel. If missile X is owned by whom? Nono owns Nono X. For all X, X is a missile and X is what? X is owned by Nono. Means Nono 1, 2, 3. Nono owns X. If it is such that it is correct, then what? Then means it is sold by whom? Colonel. To what? Missile. To whom? Nono. So colonel 1, 2, 3 and 4. The colonel cell X to whom? To Nono. So X is what? X is a missile. So and X is what? Nano owns X. So X is definitely sold by colonel to whom? Nono. So this is how we can write it. Now missile is a weapon. So if X is a missile, then X is a weapon. So this is how we can write it. So it can be written like this also, weapons in bracket missiles. But we are writing like this because this missile X function is already taken over here in previous section. So the same function will be used. Here we have taken missile X. So similarly, the other representation also will take the same function name. We cannot take another name here. If we have taken missile bracket, we have taken only single parameter over here. So definitely there should be a single parameter over here. So just see here the cell. There are 3 parameters, 1, 2, 3. So the same thing we have to take over here also. Cell, there are 3 parameters, 1, 2. The value may be changed, but there must be 3 parameters. Function must have 3 parameters as like this here. So initially how we declare this function, the same prototype will be used further in other representations of the sentences. Now colonel is American. So this thing I have already used American bracket X. So we can write here American bracket colonel. So in place of X we will write colonel. So these are first order logic representation. Now we will see how we can use forward chaining by using these inferences rules to prove that colonel is a criminal. Just see here. So forward chaining says start from the given facts. So what are the facts? Whatever the first order logic written over here, before this is inference arrow, before this implies arrow, whatever they given over here, all these are facts. All these are considered as facts. So we just see, we start from the small facts. So the small one is the American colonel. So this is the fact. This is true actually. These facts are true. So American colonel. So we will take one fact. Another is missile X. So another fact. Okay, missile X. So now missile X already have taken. So the rest is owns Nono X. So owns Nono X. This is before this implies. So this is also a fact. So owns Nono X. So this fact is taken over here. And then other facts, missile X already have taken, own already have taken, enemy, yes, this is now remaining. So remaining is enemy Nono America. So this fact is also taken over here, enemy Nono America. So I think these are already taken. We are not taking cell this much here, this sentence here, because this sentence has come after implies over here in this inference rule. So we have to not taken this as a fact over here. So now see whether these facts are sufficient enough to prove our goal or not. So now start by taking these facts only. Now see, American colonel, okay, it's okay. Now see, if we have 2 facts, missile X, just see the third rule, missile X, the fourth rule, missile X, yes, and owns Nono X. If these 2 facts are true, so what happens? If these 2 facts are true, then by using these 2 facts, what we conclude? We conclude that the cell colonel, X, Nono. The colonel has cell sold X. What? X is a missile to whom? Nono. So we conclude over there. Similarly, by using this fact, missile X, by just using inference rule 5, see what we are concluding? Weapon X. So it derives weapon of X. Now see, these are also facts over here. So we have how many facts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 facts. Just see, these 6 facts are sufficient enough to prove our goal or not. Just see here. Now, these are the facts. These are the facts. So, okay. Now see, these are the facts. Just see, if we see the rule 1, inference rule 1, just come here. American X, in place of X we have colonel. So X will be replaced over by colonel over here. Weapons Y, so Y, in place of Y we have here X, so no problem. And cell, yes, we have here cell XYZ, in place of XYZ we have, in place of X colonel, in place of Y X, no problem, and in place of Z none. So this is okay. So and the last one is enemy. Enemy is, yes, we have facts, enemy. In place of Z we have no, and America. So just see the inference rule, all the 4 facts in inference rules, which are actually we have available facts over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have, by using these 4 facts, we can conclude that criminal of X. Since here, just see, in place of X we have used colonel, so definitely the criminal X will be replaced by colonel. So we can conclude that criminal of X. So by using these facts, we see that the colonel is a criminal, and so now we are able to prove the colonel is a criminal over here. This is how the forward chaining can be used to prove the goal, our sentences over here. Now we will prove it by the backward chaining. So what the backward chaining says that backward chaining says that start from the goal. While in our previous case, in forward chaining, we have started from our initial states, from the given facts. But in case of backward chaining, we will start from our goal. So our goal is given, the colonel is a criminal. So this goal is given, and by using these goals and by using these inferences, we have to prove that this goal is true or not. So if you are able to find out some facts based on this goal, if we are able to find out some facts, which facts are true by using these inference rules, then we can say that this our goal is true over here. Now see, the criminal colonel, where this should come after implies in inference rule. Where it comes, just see rule number 1. In rule number 1, the after implies that it comes criminal X. But here what is the difference? In place of X we have colonel over here. So this is your conclusion. So what are their facts? So facts will be given before implies. So these are the facts. What are the facts given? The first fact is American X. So American, since in place of X the colonel is written over there, so we will write here colonel. The second fact is weapon Y. So no change, weapon Y. The third is cell X, Y, Z. Since we have used colonel in place of X, so cell, here just see here, cell X, Y, Z. So here cell in place of X we will use colonel, Y, Z. And the last fact is enemy Z, America. So enemy Z, America. So what we see here, this is our conclusion part, and by using inference rule 1, we are able to find out that these are the facts corresponding to this inference. So for this conclusion we have available facts are these 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these facts are true. Now we will see whether these facts are true or not. Just see, American colonel fact is given in rule number 6. Just see here. So this is a fact. So this is true. Now the weapon Y, just see rule number 5. In weapon Y, this is the second part after imply, but the difference is in place of X it is written Y. So the weapon X is a conclusion. So facts is what? Missile X. So we will take a facts from this conclusion, that missile X. So in place of X we will write Y here. So this is also a fact. So by using inference rule 5, this will be true. Now just see the third fact, cell. Just see the rule number 4. Rule number 4, this conclusion comes cell colonel YZ. This cell colonel, in place of Y here X is written. In place of Z, the no is written. So no problem, this is a rule. So we can replace this X and no by Y and Z over here. So this conclusion has two facts, 1 and 2. One is what? Missile X. So two facts, 1 and 2. First one is missile. Here we will write Y in place of X. Y. The second fact is owns no X. So owns no. In place of X we have used Y here. So Y will be used over here. Just see here. These are the two facts for this conclusion. So these are by using rule 4. So we can say that these are the two facts. So this is also true. This is also true. Now one is remaining. If anyhow we are able to find out this fact to be true, then we can say that whatever the goal we have taken at our starting state, that is true, because all of them are true here, but just we have to prove the last remaining one. Now enemy Z America, where it comes, just see here where it comes. Just see rule number 2. Rule number 2 says that enemy no America. So if anyhow Z is replaced by no, so by using inference rule 2 we can say that this fact is also true. So no problem, because there is a variable Z is given. So if we will replace Z by what? Z by no here. Just see here, if Z is replaced by no, so no problem. So this statement will be true. Just see, whatever the facts we have derived from this goal over here, all these facts are true based on these inference rules. So just see all the facts which are derived from this conclusion. All these are available in left hand side of our inference rules. So all these are true. So we can say that whatever the initially we have taken our goal, assume our goal, that is true. Since all derived final states nodes are facts and which are true, hence colonel is a criminal, that is goal taken over here is also true. So this is how we can use the backward chaining to prove our goal. We have a quick look with a small example over here. We have some rules are given. Rule A, if A and C then F. Rule 2, if A and E then G. Rule 3, if B then E. Rule 4, if G then D. So how can we construct our knowledge base? If A and C implies F, if A and E implies G, if B then implies E, if G then implies D. And our problem is we have to prove if A and B are true, then D is true. Means some facts are given, some database are given, A and B are true. So we have to prove that D will also be true. So our goal state is A and B derives to D over here. Now we'll start from our given knowledge base. So this is our knowledge base is given. We have our knowledge, our database. We have two facts are given, A and B are given over here. Just see here, we have two facts, A and B. Just see, any of these two facts are both these two facts are present in our left hand side of any inference rule in our knowledge base. Just see here, there is only one rule here, B. So one of them, B is present on left hand side of this rule. So this rule is basically matching with our database data available here. So let's say it is it says that B derives to E. So basically this fact, based on this fact B, we are getting what? E. So we execute this one. So our database will have along with B and A and B, where E will be added over here by using this inference rule. Just see here, among these three, which set is matching with our another inference rule in knowledge base here. Just see here, A and C not matching, A and E, yes, we have two facts here, A and E. So basically this AE is matching with this inference rule. This inference rule says that it derives to G. So by using these facts, we are getting the conclusion G over here. So now it will be executed. Now your database will have so A, B, E and G. So now in our available database we have facts. Available facts are A, B and E. Now our matching available facts the database with our reference rules. Just see here, A and C both not available here. A and E, okay, it's available here. So for AE it is matching now. So for using this inference rule we are concluding that C, so A and E is deriving C. So if we execute it, so in our database, sorry, not C, it is G. So if we execute it, we get what? So in our database, one more thing is added over here, G is added here. A, B, E, earlier it was A, B, E, now G has been added. Now just see. Now these are the facts available in our database. Now just see here which other inference rule is matching with our database. Now A and C, no. A and E already done. B already done. Now G derives to D. Yes, G is available. G is the fact available over here in our database. So G is matched over here. So this inference rule executing that it is deriving D. So now it executed. Now D will be added to our database. Now just see here we have started. So now our database available facts are A, B, E, G and D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 facts available which are true. Now just see here, we have started from A, B, only 2 facts, and by using inference rules, by using forward chaining, we have arrived to this database which is having facts A, B, E, G and D, where D is available. D is the fact, means D is true. So hence we can say that the A, B derives to D, where D, A and B are true, then D is true. So this is another example of forward chaining. So this is how we can apply the forward chaining or backward chaining in getting the goal state in proving the given statement. Thank you very much.